Hello and welcome to Monday, March 15th. I'll go over the do nows for this week. So remember, office hours are from 2:30 to 3:15. On Monday, you need to complete activity 2A. And the question is, what percent of offspring in a cross between a parent with heterozygous, capital E, lowercase e, and homozygous dominant genotypes will have a straight tail? So first we have to look and figure out that the straight tail is recessive. So we need to put one parent up here. So you drag those over there, and then you put the other parent right here. And then you distribute those E's. So you distribute one to there, and then one over to there, and then you distribute one to there, and then the other one over to there. And then you'd need to distribute these E's down. So now each of these boxes represents a probability of what the offspring's genotype could be. And when you look at that, the genotypes would be capital E, or capital E, lowercase e. And both of those would result in a phenotype of a curly tail. So 0% chance that the offspring would have a straight tail for that one. Okay. The next slide, I don't know how to clear those. The next slide are vocab words. Remember, the genotypes are the letters H, capital H, lowercase h. The phenotypes are the physical characteristic. So that is like the curly hair or the long hair. Dominant is the strong gene, recessive is the weak gene, and allele is the letters that represent the genes. So Tuesday, you need to complete the directed reading. The question is, what percent of offspring in a cross between a heterozygous parent and another heterozygous parent will have a curly tail? So now we need to go ahead and move the parents to here. So we had a capital E and a lowercase e, that's one parent. And then the other parent goes here, capital E, lowercase e. And then we're going to distribute those. So we would have an E that goes here, and an E that goes there. So I just distributed those down. And I distribute this one down. I probably should have just drew all these, but that's okay. And now I distribute these across. So across. And you're going to be left with a genotype of 3 of these across, sorry, wrong letter. So that should be a lowercase e there. So 3 of these are going to show curly hair. That would be this individual, this one. So 3 out of 4 would have a possibility of having a curly tail. So that would be 75% chance of having the dominant trait shown of recessive tail. Then on Tuesday, like I said, you complete the directed reading. Then on Wednesday, we have Punnett square practice. So now we're going to cross a heterozygous genotype with a homozygous recessive. And how many of these will have straight tails? So we have homozygous, or sorry, this one's heterozygous, and then homozygous recessive. So one parent is on the top, the other parent's here, and now we need to cross these. So I need a capital E in this square and this square. So capital E here, and then I need 2 lowercase e's here, distributing those down. And another would go there. And now I have to distribute these across. That would go there and there. And then one would go there, and one would go there. So now, how many of the offspring would have a straight tail. So that's going to be the recessive one. So these two on the right-hand side would be showing the straight tail because they're homozygous recessive. So 50% would have a straight tail for that one. These are the common misconceptions that we'll read over and talk about. For Thursday, what percent of offspring in a cross between a parent with homozygous recessive genotypes will have a curly tail? So now we're going here and we need all curly tails. So now when you look at this, you're going to have all of them would have these straight tails. So none of them, none of the offspring would have a curly tail. They all would have straight tails. And now I already forget what the question was. Sorry. Curly tail. So yes, all of them would have straight tails because this is recessive. Straight tail is recessive. So all of those would be the same. And the last one, what would be the alleles for both parents in the first generation? So now you're looking at this dominant pedigree chart, and in generation 1, this person here has that trait. So that would be a lowercase h and a lowercase h because they are showing that recessive trait. So here they're going to be lowercase h, lowercase h. And if one of them had that, I know that this parent has to be a capital H because they have that dominant trait. They're showing that. So then are they a carrier is the question. And if one of the offspring has that, well then yes, they have to be a carrier. That is the only way that the offspring could show it, because if they were both dominant, then all of the offspring would have a dominant gene. So what would be the alleles for both parents in first generation? Parent 1 would be capital H, lowercase h. Parent 2 would be lowercase h, lowercase h. I know this is a little bit long, but I hope it helped you. Have a great day. I care about you all. I want you to be successful and be kind. Go Vikes.